What up, everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location and depending on the time you're going to be watching this video. It's your boy, the Crackhead, wishing you all a wonderful day. Some people still do not believe or still do not think that football is a career. Most of you think that those who are playing professional football were either lucky, they did not train for it, they did not plan for it. Maybe they were kicking ball once upon a time and somebody saw them and saw how good they were and decided to take on them as their manager and became their agent to be sending them to different clubs. Well, if you're one of those who do not believe that football is a career, this video is what I'm going to be explaining because I saw online where Seun Kuti was like, how on earth should footballers be earning more than nurses? That it isn't right. If you weren't opportune to watch that video, guys, let's watch it together. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead to analyze what Cheon Kuti just said.
Rodri say footballers won't strike. Where are the rich Pan-Africans? I have to ask. Rodri say footballers won't strike. He said the game, the football that you are playing is too much. That people that are chasing ball and collecting millions every week. Millions, oh no. See, in the top 4 football club, no footballer will not make an enter those club. They collect million weekly. Forget salary. Win bonus, go bonus, image right, this one right, that one right. Oh, yeah, endorsement, this one, that one, appearance fee. Bro, millions a week to chase a ball around the field. To chase a ball. For that amount of money, they should be playing one game every day. I know boys when they pay shishi. Don't they see she buying? They are playing every day in my area on the field. Every day, every evening that they play. Play like saying that from there to Champions League final. These guys say they are playing. We are playing too much. We are thinking of going on strike. Naso Nagoteno say these things, because during COVID, I asked a very important question during COVID. How dare we pay footballers more than we pay nurses? How dare humanity? How dare we create a system? How dare we give our allegiance? How dare we exist under a system that say footballers will earn more money than the nurse? During pandemic, there was no football. Did anything happen to anybody? Did all of us suddenly, because we don't watch football for TV? If to say all the footballers stop work during COVID, it is not essential. If to say nurses stop work, as we speak now, say there's no COVID though. There's no COVID as they say. As we speak now, there's no COVID though. If all nurses for this world say they don't work again, you think this world will continue? Do you think this world will continue? If all doctors go on strike, will this world continue? If all the teachers quit, say they don't do teaching again, how many of you can stay at home with your children? How many of you can stay at home with your children? Say they don't go school. So you just deal with the 4 of them for hours, 24 hours. Teach them yourself. Can you do it? The people when they do the most important jobs are paid least money. The so-called essential workers, paramedics, street cleaners, when they make everywhere clean every day, they tidy for our environment. They couldn't stop working during COVID. Now that time I know this world, these people had to work because it didn't no work, even though COVID day, when they and many of them lost their lives. Many nurses, many doctors, many janitors, many street cleaners, because they had to be mixing with crowd. Many people working in the stations. that had to make sure that this world was still functioning, all the people that had to work, many of them died past during COVID because they had to still be interacting with thousands of people, while all of us, they hide from people. They had to be mixing with thousands of people every day, both the ones that were sick, both the ones that were healthy. So many of them, they catch COVID. But sport is entertainment, say. These people don't they earn shishi. Sport people that are earning millions say that the game is playing is too much. So you will know, say definitely these footballers, all of them know that their job, what they are earning, is not what their job is worth. Waiting that they pay them is not their work they are paying them for. I refuse, because that job is not that important. Say, nobody can convince me. Footballer work is not that important.
Wow, Seun Kuti. Now you talk this one. Huh? I started by saying that a lot of people still do not believe that football is a career. Because if you believed that football is a career, Seun Kuti, I do not think that you would come around on social media to say what you said. Now let's break it down. First of all, you are right about nurses and other professions, especially during the COVID-19, that mingled with people, and along the line, most of them contacted COVID, yet their salaries were so low. And you came around to talk about teachers. You are very right, Seun Kuti. Like I said, as much as football is a career, these other professions are careers. So those who are nurses, they were the ones that chose to go into nursing career. Those who are teachers, a lot of teachers, you will be surprised, when they were kids, that's what they wanted to be. And the footballers that we know today that are successful, the superstars, that was what they chose as a career. I know that when it comes to African football and Nigerian football, we will not actually use this category of football to, explain how football is a career, because yes, we know that in Nigeria is a man no man before you even be able to play in whatever club. Even the least club in Nigeria, if you do not know somebody, you might not play there. So let's not use Nigeria to analyze this, but talking about Europe and other parts of the world where their system is really working. First of all, talking about salaries or the amount of money footballers earn. You guys should understand that the game of football, even though some places say football started in 1863, some places say it started in 1869. I'm talking about the contemporary football we know now with the rules, 11 game, but actually football started in the 13th century. And then cavemen were using stones to be kicking. Those in Mesopotamia, they were kicking stones as football. Football started a long time ago. If football started in 1863 or 1869, understand, Seun Kuti and every other person that's going to be watching this video, those people, those players were not paid. When the first footballers, when it started in 1863 or 1869, when they were playing, if they played for their country, they played as a form of patriotism. A lot of footballers as at then were playing football and also were working other jobs. It was not until in 1885 that they revolted. They said, no, this is too difficult. This is too much. We want players to start getting money. We want footballers to start getting paid. If not, that's how maybe the contemporary football we know now would have ended. As a result of that revolt, that was when footballers started getting paid. But guys, let's start from the beginning. I said that football is a career. In most parts of Europe or in most parts of the world, as a child, for example, as a parent, as a dad, you want your child to be a footballer, or maybe you see that your child, your son or your daughter, you see some skills and some patterns in that child that you feel this guy will be good as a footballer. What do? Here in Israel, at the age of 4, at the age of 5, parents sign up their kids in football academy. Again, that's the career. That's what they want them to do. Now, this football academy, I know that some football academies, you pay just like you pay to put your child in the kindergarten, just like you pay for your child to go to school. They pay for this football academy. So it's another, in fact, the way football academies are, like I said, let's forget about the system of football and sports in Nigeria. But in other countries, they have a whole school that is dedicated for sports. They have a whole academy of football, so that you will have to write. You bring a book, you bring a pen, just like you take your books and pens to school. You take your pen and book to school of football, where you have to learn theoretically and you learn practically. So guys, this is a career that you start right from when you were small, right from when you were a kid. Just like right now, you have kids and your kids are going to school to become a doctor, to become an engineer, to become that same nurse that Seun Kuti talked about. So now, after that football academy, and let's say, for example, you're good, agents start scouting you. Now, understand that not everybody that goes to that football school are going in hopes to become footballers. Some go to become referees. Some study at academies to become coaches. Some study to become technical assistants, and they have courses. Those that study to become footballers, when it gets to a certain stage where they have graduated and they have to start looking for clubs, let's say they're up to the age of 12, 15, there's a club are looking for scouting for under 15, under 12. That's where they go to those academies to scout for them. So understand, their parents were paying for the academy in football. So by the time let's say, for example, they are lucky or they are fortunate, or maybe they were so good, they start this playing for a club. That's from how they start growing until maybe a bigger team, sees them, and they start getting agents and managers. Guys, understand, it did not just start somewhere. It started right from when they were kids, just like you that is a doctor, you that is a lawyer, you that is an engineer, a nurse, a teacher. You started as a kid to start studying for this profession. Now, talking about the salaries and how much they are paid, Seun Kuti, it is because of you and me that is making footballers to earn the amount of money they earn. What am I talking about? The money footballers are earning is because of the crowd. It's because of the billions of people watching them. Let's break it down. Let's take a team like Chelsea, my own team. If you're not a Chelsea fan, or if you hate Chelsea, maybe you can stop watching this video at this point. Let's take Chelsea, for example. A footballer manages, or Chelsea buys that footballer. Chelsea has a stadium. They have their own stadium. Let's say the capacity of Chelsea stadium is 50,000 capacity of the stadium. And in every Chelsea's match, there are seats, at least the least ticket is £50. And there are places for even more than £100. There are seats for more than £1,000. So let's just take £50 as an example. So if everybody comes to watch Chelsea play, multiply £50 times 50,000. That is money. It goes to the club, right? Now, there is something they call TV rights. So that every of those cameras, every of those stations, TV stations that are videoing that match, they have to pay the club in order to have the rights to video that match. That is why, even as a content creator, let's say there is a live match going on between Chelsea and Manchester United, and you are in the stadium and making live video, Facebook will block you. Facebook is against that. Why? Because you have not paid for the right to record. Guys, I'm explaining to you guys how this thing works. So it's because of you and me and the billions of people around the world that is making footballers to earn a lot of money. So that if people were not so much interested in football, if people were not watching football, guys, these guys will not earn much. Let's take boxing, for example. People who are professional boxers, how much are they paid when they're in a fight? Millions also. Why? Because again, millions of people are watching that match. let's say, what do you call him, Mike Tyson, now in his prime, in fact, now he has retired. Mike Tyson wants to fight somebody like Anthony Joshua. Do you know how many people want to watch that match? So this is why they are paid that much, because as long as people, millions, billions sign up, that brings money. So it's you and I that makes footballers to earn a lot of money. Again, I'm still going further. Let's say, for example, you hear that Ronaldo, when Ronaldo was being bought by Al Nasser for millions, and his salary millions. Do you know why Saudi Arabia or Al Nasser offered Ronaldo that amount of money? First, Ronaldo's fans, they are in millions. So people who love Ronaldo will now focus their attention. So you see, Saudi Arabia has managed to bring Ronaldo fans to Saudi Arabia. And also TV stations that capture matches, a lot of them will now go to Saudi Arabia because they want to video Ronaldo matches and they have to pay for rights. Guys, understand how this thing works. Okay, so it is not that the club wants to pay them this amount. Is because when you watch, of course, they deserve it. So if a club pays a footballer, one footballer, 10 million pounds, even in a week, guys, understand that they are making more than that. Yes, if a club buys a footballer for 200 million pounds, guys, they are making more than that. These clubs, these football associations, they have different avenues. They are making money. And if a company chooses to make a player an ambassador or give them endorsement, also is because of their fan base. No matter how good a player is, if that player does not have up to 2 million followers, it doesn't matter if you like. Be Ronaldo, be Pele, be Messi combined, you will not have endorsement. Why? Because the companies that want to endorse you, they are targeting your fans for that endorsement. So in order for you to have endorsement, of course, you must be loved. You must be liked. You think they really care about you playing football? They don't care about the game. They care about the fans that comes with the game. So this is why these guys are being paid a lot. Now let's come to nurses and doctors and other professions. Remember, I told you that it's you and I that are giving these people this money. If people will stop watching football, brother, sister, I promise you these footballers will not earn that much. Even the COVID-19 you talked about, that while nurses were suffering or they were risking themselves, did you know that in COVID-19 that the salaries of footballers was being slashed? Did you know that most of them, their salaries were being cut? Why? For the same reason, because football was not played. So guys, understand, as much as football was not played, nobody was there to watch them. So their salaries were being slashed. And in fact, there was even kind of a problem. Most of them did not agree. But there was that threat that their salaries will be slashed. So coming back to nurses, I want to talk about nurses and doctors now. Now, imagine if one billionaire decides to buy a hospital and employ nurses from different walks of life. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's say Dangote, for example, says, okay, I want to build a hospital. I want to employ the best nurses in Nigeria, and not just employ them. What I want to do is that I want to take my hospital online. For 90 minutes, surgeons or doctors, while they are performing their surgery, we're going to air it. We're going to make a live video of nurses working in a hospital, of doctors treating patients, of surgeons performing surgery in the hospital. Do you know how many people want to watch? If the patients actually agree and the hospital makes that they will be taking their hospital online, do you know how many people are interested to see how surgeries are being performed? My brother, I'm telling you, even you'll be surprised that people who will be watching online hospitals, how work doctors and this, there might even be more than people who are watching football. People are curious in so many things. A lot of people are curious. So this is how it is. It is humans that make other humans to earn whatever amount of money they earn. Just like influencers. You, Seun Kuti, a lot of people love you. When you make videos, thousands and thousands, you are getting paid for the views. Huh? So you see, it's people watching people that are making people to get a lot more money than other people. Okay, even you that is talking, you are making more money than the nurses you're talking about. When the COVID-19 happened, you were probably vlogging. You were probably making videos and you had those views. But those nurses, did they make videos while they were treating patients? They did not. So you, when you're pointing your finger at footballers making more money than nurses, also point your fingers yourself, because the same system that works for footballers is the same system that is working for you as a vlogger, as a content creator. So you should also criticize yourself for making more money than nurses. Criticize social content creators for making more money than nurses. So I don't know if you have issue with footballers. I don't know why you decided to bring this discussion, but in a nutshell, I hope you're able to understand that the reason footballers are making a lot of money compared to other professions is because we are watching them. We are the ones that is making them make money. Even the footballers you talked about in your neighborhood, in your street, that are playing as if they are playing for Champions League. How many people are watching them? Are they live? Are they online? I'm telling you, if that club decides to take their game live on social media and they start creating content of their club and people start watching them, that's how the club is going to be making money. And from there, if the club manager, whoever owns the club, is honest, will start paying his players. So it's not about how you play. It's about, are people watching you? So when people start watching you, that's when you start making money. The nurses you talked about, if people start watching nurses perform their duties in the hospital, they will also start making money. So is it justifiable that players, footballers are making more money than others? Well, what I'm trying to say is that this is a career. That's what they choose to do in life. So what you choose in life is what you should be contented with. So football is not a game of chance that, okay, you know how to kick ball and no, you have to work for it. Usain Bolt, he said it. He spent so many years training in order to have that 0.11 seconds of fame. Or is it 9 seconds of fame? But he trained for it for so many years. So this footballer, in fact, they are not even paid for the 90 minutes they are in the pitch. Do you know how much these guys train? Do you know that as a footballer, when you retire, you are likely to have pains on your legs, pains that cannot go away, because while in the game, they do not really take care of those pains. When you hear a footballer has injury and then they come and spray something on his leg and then he stands up, no, they are just numbing the pain, but that pain is still there. So when they retire, they have more problems in future than even the nurses. Anyways, the video is getting longer. It's your boy, the crackhead, Seun Kuti. I hope you understand. Bye for now.